Hi there guys, welcome to Dino's World, and surprise surprise, I have the Pulsar F250 2024 model. You guys kept requesting me to review this as soon as possible. We had seen this at the launch of the NS400Z on stage, and now it has finally arrived in the showrooms. The best part is the value proposition. It screams ultimate value in this segment. I mean, you will agree more than anyone else once I declare the pricing. But for now, let's look at what's new. Like, we just got our hands on the N250, the new 2024 model, and it got champagne gold USD forks and all. But why is this deprived of that? Let's find out. First of all, you can see that it doesn't get the USD forks just like its naked counterpart. It gets telescopic forks, 37mm telescopic forks for good plush ride quality, lower maintenance, more comfortable, pliant ride quality on our Indian road conditions, and easy to maintain. So telescopic forks, I would advocate against USD forks any given day. If you are just a daily commuter and an average user, you don't need USD forks unless and until you take it to the track and want to push it to its very limits. And it is far more comfortable in terms of ride comfort to have telescopic forks rather than USD forks, which are on the stiffer side and rob you of the comfort. So that is kind of a trade-off you need to make. But apart from that, you can see the all black attire looks absolutely stunning. Glossy black with red accents gives it the kind of demeanor and the visual appeal that it always demanded, and something it deserved. You can see the F250 branding right over there. A quarter fairing motorcycle for the price of just 1,50,800 ex-showroom Delhi, which is unbelievable. And the kind of equipment it brings along with it, you have dual channel ABS and pedal disc with Grimeca calipers. You have turn-by-turn navigation. You have Bluetooth connectivity, a new updated digital console with all the relevant info like instant fuel economy, distance to empty, and all the other information. And also the connected by features with Bluetooth connectivity, including turn-by-turn navigation, is absolutely unbelievable. When talking about the overview and the specs, you can see that the front visor, the front windshield is blacked out now, and that adds on to the visual appeal to a great extent. Dino by reviewing in rain, so like to banta hai. Please smash the like button if you want to appreciate the effort. And of course, you have the red graphic right over here. The bifunctional LED projector for high beam as well as low beam adds on to weight savings. I mean, gives a in terms of weight savings, it does contribute heavily because of the single projector doing the job of two, and also it offers better consistent light throw at night, and also puts lesser load on the battery. And turn blinkers are all LED as well. You can see beautiful turn blinkers, adds on to the visual aesthetics and are offering better visibility. The DRLs add a kick-ass sport bike kind of a feel. So this all black demeanor really elevates the visual aesthetics of the F250 to a different level. I think this is what it should have been from the word go. Again, you have the dual panel technology, dual layer technology for enhanced build quality and better durability with time. And of course, pedal disc brake, 300mm front, 230mm at the back, dual channel ABS. So with different ABS modes, the modes that you see here are not riding modes, these are ABS modes. The same was told about the N250, but that is not the case with the NS400Z, which I own. So we'll talk about that later. For now, you can come close. I'll have you look around or look at the new digital console, which is a major inclusion. You can see this is the new digital console. It is a LCD unit, but it has Bluetooth connectivity. And here you can see off-roads. These are the different ABS modes. Off-road mode means ABS on the rear wheel is turned off, and ABS will be operational only on the front wheel. Then you have different, if you double click, you have road mode, and again rain mode, and again off-road mode. So road mode is dual channel ABS as standard. Rain mode, ABS intervention is maximized, and also traction control is included. Yes, this one gets motorcycle traction control or MTC, and that is on, and that intrusion is maximum in rainy conditions like what is happening right now, and in road condition it is little moderate, but in off-road condition I think the ABS is turned off in the rear wheel. And then of course you get a fatter 140 section rear tire, 17-inch wheels front and rear to offer a beefed up look. Now dare I say that this bike looks bigger than my NS400Z. Believe it or not, in the road presence factor, this one looks bigger, and I am kicking myself like, why didn't I wait for this? Because this offers better fuel economy, better value proposition, better on all-round capability. Because I needed just a daily commuter, but I enjoy my NS400Z every bit because it is a brutal beast. Then you have a voluminous tank, 14-liter tank. These tank cowls are extended forward to give you a beefed up proper Pulsar, muscle bike kind of a look. And then you have a USB charging port as well, engine kill switch, and you have an intelligent inclusion. If you can come here, I'll show you that in the switch gear. So once you start the bike, you can see that the DRLs are on. But you have a control switch for the projector to save on battery. So in other bikes, the light comes on by default in low beam, but here you have a control switch. You can turn it on or you can turn it off. So that is a good inclusion, clever inclusion by Bajaj to save on battery life. Now that we have the bike on, let me give you the exhaust note. So this was the exhaust note, and overall you have clip-ons here. So for the N250 you don't get clip-ons. So there's a little bit of give and take, little bit of trade-off. Why didn't they give this kind of clip-ons on my NS400Z, which is a flagship Pulsar and the biggest Pulsar to date? I don't know what kind of compromise happened there, but anyway, whatever the bike is, it is good as it is, but it could have been better. But this one is screaming value all over. Very good quality grab rails. You can have a look at the tail lamp here. If you can focus the tail lamp, you can see a kind of a jewel effect, and also the license plate holder is of much better quality. And I keep telling you, the turn blinkers with LED lighting really add on to the visual aesthetics and enhance the overall visual appeal of the motorcycle. So in terms of engine, 250cc single cylinder oil cooled engine, and this is SOHC layout, not DOHC layout, single overhead camshaft, fuel injected engine, E20 compliant, and this puts out 24.5 PS of max power and 21.5 Newton meters of max torque, and 5-speed gearbox, not a 6-speed, which is saved for the bigger Pulsar. But as it is, boy, I've been singing praises all along. Truly very refined to the core. I'll express my feelings as I ride this bike next up in the motovlog. But I have to tell you, I've been riding this all day and is super refined to the core. Be it through the traffic, the heat management is well sorted, so it doesn't heat up even in chock-a-block traffic. And when you open the throttle wide open, you have that sporty DNA, a proper Pulsar, while you're feeling coming alive. That's what you need. You need that Pulsar pulsating feel while you ride a Pulsar, and that DNA has returned where it belongs in the Pulsar F250. And nice sleek panels and overall fit and finish build quality with the black color scheme comes full circle and elevates the overall design silhouette to where it actually belongs. The alloy wheels are of good quality, and of course the tires, as I told you, 17-inch wheels with 140 section rear tire adds up a beefed up look. So overall, this is the overview of the Pulsar F250. Again, the price is the icing on the cake, 1,50,800 ex-showroom Delhi for a quarter-liter bike, a proper Pulsar loaded with all the bells and whistles, including dual channel ABS, including Bluetooth connectivity, including turn-by-turn navigation, and a fatter rear tire, and the right kind of power and economy that defines a proper Pulsar, and what makes it India's #1 or favorite sport bike and the world's favorite Indian. So now let's not waste any more time. Let's ride the bike in the rain and enjoy what the F250 has on offer. So guys, finally I have the 2024 Pulsar F250. It gets a 140 section rear tire, dual channel ABS, I think a 300mm petrol disc up front, and of course this exhaust I guess was already there, and gets a new updated console just like the rest of the Pulsar family. This one gets turn-by-turn navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, just like the Naked 250. Let's set the rear view mirrors properly and let's get going, because the Naked 250 gets USD forks, this one doesn't. managed a decent 140. Extremely refined engine, and I would say more refined than my NS400Z. I mean, the 250s, the R&D people have done a fabulous job. Well balanced engine, fine tuned to the core, and now updated with this console. We've had mixed opinions. People like the Infinity console, which had a analog dial in between, and watching the rev counter climb was really satisfying. But apart from that, everything else, because the N250 doesn't get this kind of clip-ons, it gets a standard handlebar, almost cafe racer kind of a little lowered handlebar. But this one feels a lot more premium. The accents, the stickering job, and the color has done wonders in terms of elevating the overall design silhouette and making it feel a lot more appealing. It feels bigger, actually. It feels bigger than the NS400Z, which is a major plus, because when my friends saw the NS400Z, like once I took delivery, they were a little disappointed that it looks too compact, too tiny. And Pulsar has always had that larger than life, like a muscle tank, muscle bike kind of a appearance. So this one lacking that. The 400 is something that has mixed opinion when it comes to the design silhouette. But this one, like when you look at it, especially the 140 section, fatter rear tire, and the new graphics and all, it looks far more appealing and looks like a proper Pulsar. And refinement is absolutely top notch. You have the standard button here to navigate through the this thing, and helps you connect with the Bluetooth interface. So that's how it works. We get all LED lighting with an bifunctional LED projector, which works for high beam as well as low beam. I'm just trying to see, hope that the audio comes out clear, hope the video doesn't not messed up. Actually, I'm using the Hero 11 Black. I just bought a new one with the endurance battery and all. Let's hope the clarity is improved. But overall, this beautiful overcast evening and a lovely day here in Hyderabad. Can't ask for better date than the F250 2024 model. The blacked out front windscreen again adds on to the visual appeal. Looks far more kick-ass now, and in this all black attire with red graphic, it looks really badass, and really looks like a proper Pulsar. And have you ridden it? Please do ride the new to F250 to feel the difference. I mean, this very refined, value overloaded, because this at 1,50,800 rupees ex-showroom, this is an absolute steal. Like way less than the price of the MT-15. You get so much more refinement, a good well balanced engine in terms of power and economy, very comfortable ride, and a superb looking, I mean superb road presence, and a made in India motorcycle. So that's pretty much it. This wraps up my quickfire overview and first ride impression of the F250. If you want to see more pure automobile content coming your way, stay tuned for more action right here at Dino Zone. Until next time, it's Dino signing off. Take care, God bless, and ride safe. And there is the NS400Z right inside the tunnel.